What's going on, guys? So today on this, it's another 52 Toys review. Guys, I've legit done like 4 of these back to back now. I'm tired. It's like, you can only transform so many things into boxes before you just get sort of tired. Let me change. I gotta do a thing. Hold on, give me just a second. Okay, there we go. Been messing with the camera settings a little bit. There we go. So, this one is another 52 Toys, and it is a MegaBox. This is their new deep one from the All Might teams. And it is another combining set. So much like our Landbreaker we got last year. Hold on, I had to switch camera mounts because my other one that I just got broke because my new phone is so damn wide. So back to the old one, which works fine, if not even better than the original. So nice image of Deep One here in one of its alternate forms, because it's got a buttload of alternate forms. And you come around here, you've got Transform, Combination, Modular Design. Yeah, those are things. Illustrated by Mechazone. Mechazone, pretty cool. And you come to the back and you've got Monkfish and Lobster. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know those had names. So you got Code 3, Code 4. You got Step 1, Step 2, Deep One. Lobster and monkfish. Gotta remember. Wait. I was gonna say that's not right. Okay, so it's just saying code. So this one is that one. So gotta remember, monkfish is the one that looks like more like a sub. Lobster is the one with, grabby claws. So this is this version of Deep One. You can do multiple versions of it. Also comes with adapter pegs that you're going to use a few of to make alternate things happen. Yeah, and then you've got age 15 plus. Hey, I'm right in the middle of that. Hey, go follow them on IG and the Facey Booksies. That's cool. And you got a sad, so sad, very deep Pac-Man. Yep. And you got MegaBox right there, MB13. So the dragon was MB14. So this is one after that. So warnings and such that are always upside down because that's how we do things. So let's take a look at it. Now, right off the bat, you can pull out this very, very cool backdrop. I'll bring it back out whenever I actually have Deep One done as it is. And then, of course, you get the instructions, which I'm probably going to rely on a little bit. To get to the standard configuration, I can do it without the instructions. I did play around with this for a few days, actually, just trying to figure things else. I do like the AMTS. That's the All Might team, basically. And you got the logo is all the letters together. That's pretty cool. 52 Toys, all that thing, Mechazone. And this shows you how to do each individual guy. Though there is one problem. The instructions show you from box mode to individual figure mode, but it comes in Deep One mode. So you have to figure out how to get it out of Deep One mode to the individual modes by reverse engineering this. And it's not easy, if I'm honest with you. I screwed up quite a bit. I did a very long out-the-box review for this for the patroneers, and it took quite some time. And in fact, my lobster, as I now realize the names, is actually ever so slightly damaged from my messing around. It's not a giant deal, but it's a deal that is in fact a thing. So this is actually the first time they've been in their own boxes, which is also funny. So there we go. And of course you can pull them out, launch. And then we don't do anything with these ever again. They just go back in the box. So here is our monkfish in a box and our lobster in a box. There are some fitment issues, as you can see. These little bits here, they don't like to fit together very well. And then you can see down here with the way this is combined, it's a bit squozen and not very together, but that's a thing. So it definitely comes in all of the colors. Blues and whites and oranges, caution, compressive, code 3. That's pretty cool. It says code 3. You got the All Might team logo right there. More tampo detail. Obviously, we'll see more as we go. Got some fins and whatnot. We got more cautions. Jet, intake, jet, caution. All Might team's logo. So it's pretty cool. So we're going to start out with our good friend Monkfish here and could try to get him into his transformed state. There's a couple things that I'm slightly off with, if I had to guess, but let me see here. Why is it so washed out? That shouldn't be that way. That's a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to come down here and go ahead and disconnect this fence, as it were. So you've got a tab here that slots into there, and you've got a post and a couple things to try to align that. And that's one of the things that's just kind of a pain in the ass. And we're going to go ahead and fold this flat, I believe. We'll just kind of get that out of the way for now. And then these guys here are tabbed together as well. That's sort of holding all of that in one spot. And then you can get this out. You can flip up little lights there. And then these guys are basically on a double hinge here. So it's a ball joint with a swivel. Whether or not you could see that. Hold on, let me come up a little bit and give myself some room to work. And you can sort of do this and bring that out. So these are going to come back and form like a rear kind of cage setup, which is pretty cool in my book. Oh, I was looking at it backwards. So you want it this way, like this. And then these are going to more or less tab together, kind of like that. And then we have these little claw boys here. Okay, so we want these to come down, flip around, down on the elbow, rotate around, and then we can drop these little armies, little army claw things down. When I say armies, I don't mean army, I mean arms, but with a silly word behind them. Okay, and then I believe what we want to do here is bring this guy in like that and swivel it up toward these are side by side, more or less like that. And this is where I got a little confused. Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, I gotta pull these guys out. So you want the front arms. Forgot about this. So those are just tabbed in, like right here. And you got this ball joint arm. You want to swivel this around to where the hollow side is out, which looks stupid in my opinion. And then swivel this up. And then utilize the arms down like that. Down. Turn that out. Down. Then just utilize your hinges to get the front arms to do the thing. And I believe that I screwed this up because this should be like this. There's a couple different modes, and it's where I start forgetting like which one is which, and it just depends on if the arms are going to be folded forward or back, you know. Let me see here. Do this, do this. Getting all kinds of Facebook notifications right now. It's kind of annoying. I'm in the middle of things. Okay. Spin that down. Okay, so rotate these down a little bit for clearance. Then do this number. And once again, there's no instruction on getting this from combine mode to this mode. But getting it from box mode to this mode is in the instructions. So there's that. Maybe this is supposed to be inward. Hold on. I think that this is supposed to be folded in like this. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. That's why I was confused. All right, got that. Okay. And then you just sort of have these little thrustery bits pointed to the back, essentially. And I believe that is our lobster in lobster mode. And it's cool. So you get lights, you get all this rigging here. Ball joints are pretty loose on some of these things, especially like right here. That's actually very, very loose and annoying. I think another thing that's I always forget is whether or not this needs to be in the lowest position or the upper position. But, you know, it kind of doesn't matter too much except for just a little bit of clearance here. So let's If we push that up, what happens? Okay, so that gives me clearance, but also jacks up everything here. So this one, in my opinion, is the lesser of the two when it comes to the alt modes. But you do get these claws, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. I like that you have all of these hinges and claws and things, although those are fairly well limited, but it is what it is. Another thing that's neat is, just like Landbreaker, you can open this up and you have the full-size cockpit in there, which is pretty cool. Once again, leading to the idea that these are manned machines. I digs that. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out our lobster friend. It's a little bit easier, and it's pretty cool. So the kind of damage that I've done to it, I believe, is for the later mode, but as it goes, go ahead and pick down the claws for all that matters, and then untab the side jets here from there, and then all of this will kind of come up and out. So untab from there, untab from there, untab from there, and then these guys can come up and do things here in a second. So we want to straighten this out. Weird thing is, there's not really a hard stop there. There's like an in-between. So somewhere in that gap is where you want that to be. Get your lobster arms down, and then you want to untab this white part. Tabs in right there. I'm going to flip this around and tab it into there. And then these guys will tab in up front here. And that, you can see the major stress on that tab there. So obviously I did something wrong in tabbing this arm on at some point in time. And you can see that it's just really out of whack. This is a pretty cool hover thingy. That reminds me of there's a vehicle in Halo that looks a lot like that. Okay, so with the kind of cage bit back here, I believe we want to just do that, or maybe I left that alone. Okay, no, we want to flip this back, flip this down. Actually, this goes up. That's right. Okay. Where's the tab in? Right through there. Okay. I'm reminding myself as I go. So flip this back, flip this down, and there's a couple of tabs. Find itself right about there. Come on. What the heck? Normally tabs in very nicely. It's being difficult today. Okay, so you want to, is it the right way? White side up? Yep. Okay, so with these jets here, you kind of want to just do that number. So you want this to be tabbed in like that, which it doesn't like to stay in any way, shape, or form. And then the same thing on this side. Float that up. Pull this apart. Flip this forward. And then tab that together. So what you end up with is this situation. And there's not a lot of solid tabbing together, which is strange. I thought I'd tab together a lot better than this. There's a tab there. And there. Okay, and so straighten that out. That keeps happening. It just keeps happening. And these guys just don't do anything like they should do. And there's nothing really holding the front together. So there's Lobster in its sub mode. And it's pretty cool. You got code 4. You got the IV there. Caution logos all over that. All the nice new things that pop up as you do. And like there's like an intake jet thing right there, along with just the actual guy. And if you unbuckle these, obviously, come on, You get a ball joint there. You get a couple different arms, and I believe this, does it open? It should. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Okay. That sucks. So it can do that, and he does have an opening cockpit, although the weird part is that it took all the controls and shit with it. I don't think it was supposed to do that. Although it is tabbed in, so I don't know. So like all the controls and stuff are here, but there's no like molded in seat, unless we're just considering that one big seat, which I guess makes the most amount of sense. So there they are together, kind of a deep sea duo, as it were. So these are cool, sort of. A little bit wonky. A little bit wonky. Get a picture. So that's a thing that happens. Okay, so let's get into combination plan 1, as it is known. So close up your claws, tip that up into there, tip that up into there. Go ahead and bring down these guys and flip these out and back because you need the clearance. And then the most uncomfortable thing is disconnecting that. So these want to come back now. And you can fold these flat like that against here. They don't really tab in or anything. They just sort of sit there. And you want to bring these arm bits forward, utilizing your elbows and whatnot. Swing the purple section down and around. The purple and white work independently of each other. And then you can do the claws. The best way to know you did it the right way is that it's to the outside. I don't know what that noise just was. You got hinges upon hinges upon hinges here for claws. So those parts will go down. Flip these lights back like so. And then for the front arms, basically we want to put those back how we had them in box mode. So we want to tab that vertically. And which direction am I looking here? I believe I have that 180 degrees off. There we go. Yeah. And then, so tab that into there. You need to tab the gray arm into that spot and then grab that, plug that into there. Like I said, we're going back to how it was earlier. So just do the thing, flatten out the arm, swing it around, tab that in, excuse me, and tab that in. And then you want to just kind of bring these arms forward to where they're usable. And then swivel these sections kind of however you want. They're just there. All right, so that's monkfish. Let's do lobster. So we want to tab this back into here, if I remember correctly. I'm going to have to kind of muddle my way through a little bit, but not too bad. Go ahead and straighten all this mess out, because those are going to be your legs. We've got a peg that I want to flip up this way. And we have that just sort of wants to be there. I think it's just going to do this, yeah. So rotate the legs 180 degrees. So the gray side is out. Oop. Go ahead and flip this inverted and tab it back together. Like that. I realize my thing is a little tight here. Yeah, white side out. Okay. So the difficulty is you got to think about it in terms of how the legs are functioning. And then for the feet, which is what these guys become, separate them all, bring them down, rotate the turbine inward with the cone facing up. Come on. Sometimes these get a little silly. Like that. Like that. Okay, so we kind of have our feet laid out. And then, of course, utilizing the gigantic peg right there. We plug it together, and boom, we've got our two little sub friends in their deep one mode. And in this mode, it's pretty impressive as a giant, like, undersea robot. I mean, look at this. Look at this thing. I mean, it has all of the stuff that we got from the previous mode, and then we got this. And then you have the whole cockpit guy hanging off the back here. I guess, in theory, you can tilt it up. If you want to, you can kick it up. I kind of like it back as kind of a butt, like a butt thingy sticking out there, like a thorax or whatever. Or whatever that is off a bug. You know what I'm talking about? The butt section of a bug. But, I mean, the legs, you know, you've got hip joints. They do. Jean-Claude's. You know, you got a double jointed knee, technically speaking. Slightly limited, but it works. You could invert the legs, though it's not going to get you anything cooler than what you already have. I mean, you could do it this way, but it's just not as cool. Because you want that thigh piece sticking forward, as it were. And then, like, there's alternate modes, though I'm second guessing going into those, if I'm honest with you. It's like the alternate modes are interesting, like, but not that cool. Like, you know, this one of the alternate modes. This basically comes up. Hold on, let's just unplug it and just do the thing. You actually plug this up here. This kind of comes back and out the way. Switch the arms and the legs around, which sounds weird, but, you know, that's what I want you to do. I think this is this one you switch around, but I don't remember. Hold on, let's see here. Yeah. So you're kind of doing that number. Come on. It's not that hard. I do worry about the longevity of these parts over time as you know, pull them off, put them back on, pull them, take them back off, you know. So it's not a giant difference, but there's a difference, you know. So it's a lot more. I'm going to trash you with my stuff, you know, situation. It's not as cool, in my opinion. It's not as cool as the L1 was, but that's one of the alternate versions. I think that might be what they teach you or show you in the book. Hold on. So let's plug that in there. The only thing that's lacking is a stand, so we need like an action base for these guys. But if you go through the book, there's also a different setup that you can do, like this, where you've got more of a combined sub mode, and then this one, which is even more ridiculous if you want to go there. You know, just different things. And then you also have design combination plan 2, which is like a four-armed walker that actually utilizes the plugs and whatnot. I might do a separate video for that entirely because I've already done so much here, or I might not do it at all. But if you've got some interesting combinations for Deep One, by all means, show them off. Like, come bring them off in the Discord, or show them off over on the Shoky Facebook page. Either way. Now, I'm going to do a comparison after I get this all back the way I want it. Also, the more that you disconnect these things, the more that they become loose. Like, just utilizing that peg has actually gotten looser over time. Okay, so which way am I looking at it? Oh, I had it right. It was right, and I was switching it to wrong. There we go. Also, I like the kind of chicken-leggedness of it. It makes it pretty neat. Put your arm back on, buddy. There we go. Now, the adapters and everything like that you get allow you to plug arms into different places that they weren't necessarily meant to go. So that's where those come in for combinations and whatnot. But let me go grab our only real comparison for this guy. And we'll bring in our Landbreaker Elite. Now, they do have a Deep One Elite coming. I do have it on pre-order. I really like that color scheme, so I think it's pretty badass. And just in general, this concept is really cool. So, you know, I love combining robots, but then to have them, you know, recombinable and all kinds of other stuff. Like, some of the articulation is a little bit limited on this guy, especially here in the arms, because just... you're kind of stuck with how they want to function, and it has a pre-bent elbow, which gets a little bit wonky, but you can see size-wise, they're roughly the same. And yeah, there is a almost Scramble City aspect to it, to where if you wanted to, you could take stuff from other All Might Team, you know, bases and turn them into things. You know, combine them, as it were. You could combine your sea friend and your land breaking friend if you wanted to. You could take the arms off of this guy and legs off of this guy and swap them onto this one and get some really crazy stuff. I'm not going to do that because it just is what it is. But hold on, let's get a picture of these two together because they do look fantastic. That's awesome. Guys, that's going to be it for this review. And like I said, I might do the alternate combination video separately. At a later date. I got a lot of stuff to do today, and I'm already running out of time and kind of tired, if I'm honest. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm a little bit tired. Out of these two, I think this one looks like a more cohesive robot, but this is pretty neat in its own right. I'm still on the fence on if I'm going to get a normal Landbreaker or not, but maybe I will. Maybe I won't. But I'll catch you guys next time, and remember, as always, keep on nerding.